Welcome back. Where Swamp Stories Part 2, the new Sacremento. Let's get to it. Split into two. CML Briss versus Mozzie and Bo. Let's get straight to it. I mean BOE.
Episode of Swamp Stories. This time we continue the Sacremento theme. And if you like my videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Before we dive into the video, I want to address something that I said in part 1 about Sacramento influencing the Bay. A lot of people dislike that comment, but if you know your Bay Area history, you know that the hyphy movement also originated in Sac. Mac Dre actually lived in Sac during the hyphy movement. As far as style goes, Sac is always a few years behind the Bay, I will say that. I heard they still wear True Religion and extra large polos out there. Musically though, you have to admit that Mozzie had the Bay on fire between 2015 and 2017.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. He did, because when I left San Francisco in 2015 to go to high school in Victorville, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know Victorville knew about Mozzie and them. And yeah, they were listening to Mozzie. Mozzie Cole. I wasn't listening to Mozzie. I was listening to Almighty Suspect and Frosty the Snowman and Draco the Ruler.
Things are different now in Sacramento than in the first video. It's basically split into two now because much of the older politics have been thrown out of the window. It's kind of like Oakland in that way, where sections associate with other sections with
You'll never see me in Oakland.
I don't want to straight up say it's Mozzie versus CML because it is more complicated, but it wouldn't be too far from the truth, and that's how I'm going to break it down. The first side of Sacramento is basically associated with CML or Lavish D. G Parkway is now called the STARZ or Top 30s, which basically represents most of South Sacramento. Sections like Fruit Ridge associate with CML, and that's where Briss is from. Let's talk about the top-ranking STARZ members. Obviously, the top dog and shot caller is CML Lavish D. He has rank in the streets, and he brings in the big money. Then you have his right-hand man, Prince DREDA, who is very...
Prince DREDA's cold. He said, bitch ass nigga K, bitch ass nigga K, and that bitch ass nigga Marcus, where that bitch ass nigga at? Is that bitch ass nigga Brown, or is that bitch ass nigga Black? Bitch ass nigga this, and a bitch ass nigga that, bitch ass nigga K. Prince DREDA's cold, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's been stuck in my head for like a cool week.
Very well respected in the Sacramento streets. Along with DREDA, you have Dola, who's highly respected as well. He is a rapper too who's on the come up. Because the G Parkway originated from Oakland dudes, the STARZ are very well connected in Oakland. They associate with the Case. Remember those guys from the Oakland video? Yeah, well the STARZ and the Case is something you should fear because now they're running together. You often see high-ranking Cases in CML's videos.
Isn't it like Case and Stubby Gang, right? Stubby Gang or something in Oakland? I do not want to run into them.
Such as DNI Mike, Zayel, and Boss. STARZ also associate with
Zayel and Bossland Chris is hard. I'm not even gonna lie.
Associate with the Case. Yeah, remember those guys from the Oakland video? Yeah, well the STARZ and the Case is something you should fear because now they're running together. You often see high-ranking Cases in CML's videos, such as DNI Mike, Zayel, and
damn, look at. Don't want to fight him.
Bossland Chris.
I didn't even know Bossland Chris was with CML. I didn't even know that. I'm not even gonna lie. Bossland Chris is cold. I need to do a video with him or something. Like, hey, like send this to Bossland Chris. We need to do a day in the life where I just got the camera and you just take me around.
The STARZ also associate with West La Loma and East Sacramento and other sets throughout Sac. Now, let's visit the Mozzie side. On the Mozzie side, you have Oak Park and their top-ranking members, Stubbs, Stacks, and Red Paint. They're associates with Lincoln Village and East Sacramento. That's why you see Selly Roo is always featured on Mozzie songs. Mozzie also associates with Valley High, but not entirely because there are some STARZ in Valley High too. Mozzie really associates with the Strawberry Manor, also called the Manors, and also Shooter Gang, which is a clique out of Oak Park. Their most famous rapper is Shooter Gang Coney. They also associate with the group out of Oak Park called BOE. Because the STARZ clicked up with Case, it only made sense for Mozzie to click up with Stubby ENT, and that is exactly what has happened. Sacramento and Oakland are completely tied in now. The politics are also expanding to Stockton and even down to LA. Now that you know where everything stands today, let's pick up where we left off in the last video. But before we do that, let me run the intro.
You already know what it is. New video back again in the tent. Oh. Come on, man.
Let me take you back to the donut shop incident where STARZ Jack Lawrence lost his life. The STARZ would rename the block from Mac Road to Jack Road in commemoration of him. The court case for the situation would be interesting. The way Saron Duty Hill would be found guilty broke some major codes. A star named Stanley Edwards, who went by Buddha Roo, would tell police that Duty did it and that he saw him leave in a white car. Then, to make matters worse, one of Duty's girls and her friend would tell police that he flew to Atlanta after he did what he did. He was told on by the opposition and his girl.
Damn.
But then a witness would come forward and testify that Duty did not do it. So this situation is interesting. Let me fast forward to 2013 because that is when Mozzie comes into the picture. At this time, he was fresh out after another incarceration stint. And I'll be honest, Mozzie was dead broke, living day to day at this time. He even explained that he couldn't afford a bus ride to Sacramento when he got out of prison. He had to have a friend come pick him up from Richmond. Mozzie had talent and the whole hood was behind him because they knew he would eventually blow up. Here are some videos of Mozzie rapping in the streets before he made it.
Zilla told him bang her up, they ain't wanna listen no. 4-4, hut, hit, stick your physical. My living grounds is critical. Click face, show him body. He don't want no camera time cause he don't want you to know about it. Goosebumps, cold body.
This shit is hella old.
Tiny Yank, I never freeze. I never told on trade team. I'd rather you just bury me.
During this time, Lavish D was rapping too, and he was more established.
I was like, who is this? That's Lavish D without the dress though, and with a big chain.
He also had a lot of dirty money from the streets. To be fair though, he is a few years older than Mozzie.
Yeah.
On April 14th, 2013, Mozzie would drop a diss track called The Truth. He would basically address everything that happened between Oak Park and G Parkway. He even addresses Buddha Roo snitching. The song would catch fire in the city and the STARZ were not happy about it. Just 11 hours after the song dropped, retaliation would take the life of Mozzie's close friend Zilla Zoe. Mozzie said in a Vlad TV interview that he feels somewhat responsible for his friend's death. CML and Filthy Rich's rival DB the General would drop a diss track called Mac Blast. They were dissing Filthy Rich, Joe Blow, and Mozzie.
Joe Blow?
In response to CML,
Joe Blow is hard. I'm not gonna. My dad listens to Joe Blow.
clicking up with Oakland's DB the General, Mozzie forms One Mob with Filthy Rich, Joe
One
Blow,
Mob.
Lil
I know
Blood.
One Mob. Yeah.
Then, just a couple weeks later, Mozzie drops a CML diss track called Just Being Honest with Filthy Rich. The track would diss CML and DB the General, and it would catch fire in the streets. This is when Mozzie's career takes off and he has the whole Northern California on fire. That being said, the street side of things would be on fire as well, but not in a good way. May 10th, 2014, Oak Park
I seen one person. I didn't want to clown him. Look at this.
with Filthy Rich. The track would diss CML and DB the General, and it would catch fire in the streets. This is when Mozzie's
Look at this.
career takes off and he has the whole Northern California
You're not fly, bruh. Take off those big ass glasses. Not fly.
on fire. That
Not
being
fly.
said,
that was not fly.
the street side of things would be on fire as well, but not in a good way.
And look at Chief Keef right here. Bruh, this is Chief Keef. Look. Let me move the whole video. That's Chief Keef. That is Chief Keef. He got the Love No Thotties jacket on. Oh my. The
way.
True Religion jean jacket.
May 10th, 2014. Oak Park adults have a gathering at a park in North Sacramento to
Their
celebrate
hood day.
a child's birthday. That's when they were
All
blitzed
right.
from all angles. Oak Park's Jacoby James would cover his son to protect him. And that's exactly what he did. Unfortunately, Jacoby would not make it.
Damn.
Jacoby was actually tight with Tyreek Evans, the Sacramento Kings star who won Rookie of the Year over Steph Curry, and he was known to be a solid dude. February 8th, 2015,
I was
a
in
very
ninth
popular
grade.
and high-ranking Mozzie member named Shaquem Murray is at a house party in South Sacramento. When he's leaving the party, he would be targeted and take one to the head.
Damn.
The 18-year-old was beloved in the Oak Park community, and that's why this one cut deep for many people in Sacramento. June 2nd, 2016.
I
Oak
was
Park has
going
a
into
young
10th
female
grade.
admirer named Macy Murphy. She is infatuated by the street life, and she wanted
She looked like a setup artist. Yeah, she a setup artist. She's a setup artist.
To be a part of it. Pretty much, she was down to do anything for the Mozzie camp. They would take advantage of this, and she was down for the cause. They allegedly used her to set up a 17-year-old STARZ member. She would link with the man in her car, and then when he became aware of what was really going on, that's when things went south. At this point, he would rather be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6.
And shot her, didn't he?
And that's the decision he made, and it would cost the life of Macy Murphy.
Yeah, get up out of here. Get the setup artist out of here. Ugh.
He would be found and arrested for first degree. The story of DeOnte Whiteside. Macy Murphy had a best friend named DeOnte Whiteside. The 17-year-old is originally from Oak Park but was living in the suburbs of Elk Grove. He was in his Elk Grove home on the night of June 23rd. That's when he gets a Snapchat from a girl saying that she's outside waiting for him. DeOnte leaves the house to meet her, but she isn't there. Instead, there's a man standing in front of the house. And that's when tragedy would hit.
Rest in peace.
17-year-old son.
My son was a great kid, always smiling, very respectful.
Sacramento police arrived in the 4900 block of Harrow Drive in Elk Grove a short time later. Lugenia Whiteside says her son wasn't involved in gangs and was a well-liked teenager.
He went to Laguna Creek High School. He was due to graduate. A very good kid. All his counselors and teachers and everybody's been calling. It's just really sad.
She hopes anyone who may have information comes forward, and she's also holding on to hope that any security cameras throughout her neighborhood could help investigators find who's responsible.
My neighborhood is one way in, one way out.
Ooh.
And on each end and everywhere else. There was cameras all through the neighborhood.
Police have not made an arrest in this case thus far.
The man who did it was a 16-year-old named Danquel Jones, and the driver, a 20-year-old named Eddie Lewis. The girl whose Snapchat he used was furious with him, but he told her not to say anything to police. That's when 20-year-old Eddie Jones takes her to a park in South Sacramento and pops her. She would survive, and then police would tie everything together. July 4th, 2016.
I was going
high-ranking
in
STARZ
11th grade.
Stunna Nook is at a house party in South Sac. He leaves the party and gets into his car with his 3 children in the back seat. That's when a car pulls up next to him.
Oh my God! No, with the kids inside.
June 26th, 2017. CML's right-hand man DREDA is hit 8 times outside of King's Liquor in South Sacramento. He would survive though. The legendary Sacramento rapper SIBO would diss Mozzie, saying that he doesn't show love to the OGs and that he doesn't represent Sacramento. Mozzie would diss him back in a hit song called New Era, New King. August 27th, 2017. SIBO shoots a music video in South Sacramento at Meadowview Park. 3 Oak Park men would shut it down.
Among those killed was 49-year-old Ernie Cadena. He was one of 5 people shot in Meadowview Park during a filming of a rap video. Devastating for his family, who continues to grieve without answers.
3 Oak Park men would go down for it.
We're not even gonna roast
September 26, 2017. A 15-year-old from Oak Park named Tamir Williams is walking around South Sacramento to visit a friend.
Tamir looked like he'd be fly in school.
A grown STARZ member would do this to the 15-year-old's gravesite.
Get his bad.
Oh.
That bitch ass. Get off.
September 28th, 2017. A star named Brandon Campbell is standing on his front yard at 3 a.m. That's when a Mozzie member named Laquan Solomon would pull up to confront him.
He looked like he don't got nothing to lose.
After a confrontation, Laquan would drive away.
Can't even look at the camera.
But then he would make a U-turn and swing back on Brandon Campbell. These next events are absolutely insane. 2 STARZ members would go on a spree. They would allegedly hit 7 pharmacies in Chico, Vallejo, Turlock, Stockton, Modesto, and Sacramento. They did this all between December 5th and December 21st. On December 22nd, they would drive around Oak Park looking for somebody to get on. They would find a 16-year-old Oak Park member and they would let off.
Here on this busy street in Oak Park. It was late though, just past midnight. But Timothy's mom tells us her boy was just out celebrating. the start of Christmas break.
A nice true outfit.
A new pair of jeans and a t-shirt to match. Her son's Christmas gift. Expensive taste, but mom says her Timothy was a good kid and earned it.
He has been asking for a special gift, and I finally bought it this year, so I was looking forward to it. He was looking forward to it.
But 16-year-old Timothy Jeter never got to open it. He was killed a few blocks from home.
Ooh, the baby shower fit.
On December 26th, they would hit a house lick and take the life of a homeowner in the process. 2 days later, on December 28th, they would hit another house lick and injure another resident. They would drive off in the guy's car as well.
Damn.
The next day, they would repeat the same process and hit a man in the stomach. Then, a few days later, on New Year's Day, they would drive up to Yuba City and attempt to rob a pharmacy, and that's where they would get caught. All the weapons that they found would tie them to the rest of the crimes. The two STARZ men named Teron Fayweather and Antoine Yancey would go down for all these crimes.
During the 6-month investigation, police tracked the suspects across Northern California from Chico to Turlock. Elisa Becerra joining us from Sacramento Police Headquarters with why this case is far from over. Elisa, good morning.
That's because detectives and investigators are looking for other suspects in what they are calling a robbery crew. Sacramento police say they've arrested two men for a deadly crime spree in 2017. 18-year-old Teron Fayweather and 19-year-old Antoine Yancey have been in custody since January. They're accused in several crimes, including 2 murders and
he looks like CML Lavish D's brother.
Officers
he looks like CML Lavish D a little bit.
After a pharmacy robbery in Yuba City. Investigators say they were part of a gang-affiliated robbery crew. Sacramento police is working to find more suspects.
January 31st, 2018. A respected man named Terrion Bean from Oak Park would lose his life while getting a haircut at a barbershop in South Sacramento. A star named Dwayne Sullivan would be arrested for it.
84 years.
December 6, 2018, DeRay Duncan, a close friend of Mozzie, would pass away after a car accident. October 15th, 2019, a star named Frank O'Neill is shot dead in South Sac. Rumors hit the street that he was set up by his own side, and maybe that's why you don't see STARZ members claiming him. A 29-year-old STARZ member, Marquise Fields, would get arrested for it. You can see Marquise Fields in pictures next to Frank O'Neill. He would beat the case though, and then he would celebrate. June 7th, 2020, a young South Sac rapper and STARZ associate named Jody Woe was at a party in South Sac. And that's where he would tragically lose his life.
Damn.
The next day, Oak Park's top-ranking member, K. Sweeze, is killed in South Sacramento. His name was Keyshawn Deems. Now I take you away to another section of South Sacramento called Fruit Ridge, and that is where Briss is from. Fruit Ridge has 2 rivals, Oak Park and Frank Loans, which is a Norte set out of Sacramento. Briss became the most popular artist in Sacramento. He was blowing up. He had problems with an Oak Park man named Uzi Marcus.
I've been practicing.
Uzi Marcus was in jail since 2012 when he was 16 years old.
Hold on. We gotta play that back. He's talking about Uzi Marcus. And I got that lyric still stuck in my head. What do you say? Bitch ass nigga K, bitch ass nigga K, and what about that bitch ass nigga Marcus? Where that bitch ass nigga at? Is that bitch ass nigga brown, or is that bitch ass nigga black, or bitch ass nigga this and a bitch ass nigga that? I'm sorry, I still got it stuck in my head.
The next day, Oak Park's top-ranking member, K. Sweeze, has 2 rivals, Oak Park and Frank Loans, which is a Norte set out of Sacramento. Briss became the most popular artist in Sacramento. He was blowing up. He had problems with an Oak Park man named Uzi Marcus. Uzi Marcus was in jail since 2012 when he was 16 years old. He was convicted in the killing of a 3-year-old boy.
Who did it and why? This is a story KCRA 3's Mike DeSell has been working on all day long.
So whoever's watching this, whoever's hearing this, you got my nephew, you got him, and you have kids, and you should know you don't do that. You don't hurt kids, you don't.
Marcus Weaver.
When Uzi Marcus would get out, he would meet a woman named Jalise. Together they would have 2 kids. Basically, Briss was dating Jalise. Then he cheated on her and had a baby. So to get back at Briss for cheating, she would have a baby with his op, Uzi Marcus.
Trelease is such a, you know.
Briss and Uzi Marcus were from opposite sections to begin with, so the beef escalated quickly. Uzi Marcus would drop a diss song called 42K, and then Briss would respond.
Bitch, I swear that one time they said that boy died, and I ain't used to having nothing, I ain't new to zero. Captain Save a hoe, niggas always superhero. Yeah, I know
Captain
my
Save
ass
it.
mad and she real salty. She be running in that bag and she still calling.
June 24th, 2020.
Sacramento police say there was a car crash early Sunday morning, Father's Day, before Briss was shot. At this point, detectives are releasing few details about the case, and no arrests have been made.
When you take the music away, he is someone who was a normal person, had a family.
That's innovators.
Like me and you.
Forstance says the young rapper was a father with more to accomplish.
You see the work ethic, you see the desire to be great, but then something like this happens.
This loss would devastate the Sacramento community. Uzi Marcus would quickly make a song dissing Briss after he died. Well, it later would be found out that Uzi Marcus would be false claiming the body, because Briss' other Norte rivals would go down for it. A man named Moses Hirschfield is fighting the case. At first, Uzi Marcus' baby mama Jalise,
He sucks for that. I hope he. Wow, what a loser.
Look at that. Dissing Briss after
Hold
he
on,
died.
look at this.
Well, it later would be found out that Uzi Marcus would be false claiming the body.
Look at
because
this.
Briss' other Norte rivals would go down for it. A man named
Boo. Look at this loser. Yeah. Sad clown painting.
Moses Hirschfield is fighting the case.
Look at this
At
loser.
first, Uzi Marcus' baby mama Jalise would post about how she misses Briss and basically giving her condolences to her old flame.
Yeah.
But then she would switch sides out of nowhere. She would shoot a music video at the scene where he lost his life.
And we
I'm on the neck cause it's been fuck Briss. I remember you was rocking with me. You switched up and crossed the bitch so you ain't shopping with me. So when I go out, you ain't finna eat no lobster with me.
To diss each other. CML dropped a diss track on Mozzie called Where's Waldo 2.
Oh, we
then
reacted to
just
that.
recently on August 17th, Mozzie's Tarzan Fab would lose his life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and
You guys wanted that video? It was out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're out of here. That was a good knowledge. We're out.